Hi, once again, this is Obioha OT, your host on Business and Career Building Series. Okay, before I start, I will, as usual, appreciate all my friends, all my followers, all my fans on Facebook. Those of you who come around my profile, those of you who visit my page, Obioha OT, from time to time to look at some of the trainings that I have posted there. I want to appreciate all of you. You are really encouraging me to continue. I want to announce to all of you that all the posts you are seeing on my page are equally available on my YouTube profile, Obioha OT. So, if you visit my YouTube profile, you will see all the posts there. And please remember to subscribe to the profile there. Okay. The purpose of this particular video is to wrap up the topic on how to raise capital for your business. Remember, I've done a part 1, I've done a part 2, I've done a part 3, and this is the part 4 of that topic. The subject of raising capital for a business, whether the business is a startup or whether it's an already established business, is very vast. So, if you are thinking of raising capital or you are already in the process of doing it, you discover that a whole lot of things is involved. So it's something that we need to really think about very properly and plan very well so that you will not make mistakes. Okay, now in this particular video, I'm going to look at a number of things I mentioned earlier and give you a bit more details on them. For instance, I'm going to talk about savings again. I'll talk about angel investors. Then I'll talk about growing your income by yourself and some of the things that are in it. And then I would like to start this way. In the first video I made about how to raise capital for your business, I mentioned a quote by Warren Buffett when he said that, I think that very quote was from CNBC.com, where he said that the reason why smart people get broke is because of 3 L's, and the first L was liquor, the second L was ladies, and the third L I mentioned was leverage. And as you can remember, I did not really say anything about leverage. I said something about liquor, that is forming a habit of always drinking until you become drunk and becoming an addict to alcohol. That is something that can easily make somebody that is rich to suddenly become poor, or to make you waste the money you have saved so far for your business. Then the second L, ladies, getting too much involved with women, unnecessarily engage with those that will always make you waste your savings. That's another highway to becoming broke, even when you have already saved a lot of money, or when you are already on your way to getting rich. Now, the third one, which he said was leverage, I didn't say anything about it, so I want to mention a few things about leverage. Now, according to Warren Buffett, before I move forward, I have to prepare a little background about Warren Buffett. We know about his company, and we equally know about Warren Buffett as somebody that is an investment guru, Berkshire Hathaway. So Buffett is somebody that if you want to mention investment, you want to mention stock trading, want to mention any kind of smart business that exists, you know that Buffett is the king of them all. Now, one of the things that Buffett was trying to advise against in that statement where he mentioned leverage was that you don't buy stocks with borrowed money. Warren Buffett is against anybody who is trying to trade on stocks with borrowed money. So if you want to buy stocks or if you want to trade on stocks, you have to use your own money, not the money that you borrowed. Now, this reminds me of a bitter experience I had while I was still in the bank. At a point, we had to apply for loan because the bank used to give staff loan to buy stocks. They used to call it share loan. So as at that time, the value of certain shares were low, so we had to borrow money. I had to apply for a bank loan to enable me buy stocks from the bank. Now the loan was approved and I used it to make a purchase of those stocks, and I believe that the value of the stock will appreciate, the value of the shares will appreciate. But something happened eventually as soon as I bought the shares alongside with some of my colleagues. The value of those shares dropped almost up to half of the value, and that depreciated the value of our money. So what am I saying here? We borrowed money to buy that share, and because we borrowed that very money, we are paying interest on the money we borrowed, and the value of the money we borrowed became almost useless to us. So that goes a long way to really proving that Warren Buffett was right when he said that you don't buy shares, you don't trade in stocks with borrowed money. Now, leverage in its own is talking about taking advantage of a situation, leveraging on a situation in order to make money. So as a smart person, if you don't take advantage well, if you don't think properly, if you don't do all that you're supposed to do, and you position yourself to take advantage of that situation in order to make money, what will actually happen to you is that you may lose it all in the process. So that was exactly what Warren Buffett was talking about when he mentioned leverage as one of the L's that make smart people get broke. Okay, now let me talk about something else concerning savings. The first video I made, I emphasized a lot of things about savings, and I said that is my number one choice if anybody wants to raise money to start a business. Using your savings, money that you have kept, aside for a long period of time, and along the line it amounts to something. That is my number one choice for starting a business. Now, I equally explained that you have to keep set aside a certain amount of money from your income periodically, if it is weekly, monthly, as the case may be, and then it has to do it for a certain period of time, maybe a year or two, and so on. And if you're able to build enough money, enough capital to start that business, to fund that dream of yours, then you are good to go. Now, there is something about savings I want everybody to think about. For instance, most of the time, savings is not a function of your income, how much money you make. Certain people that earn less can actually save more compared to their counterparts that earn more. What actually is the variable here is how much out of the money you earn, how much of it do you spend. Okay? Now, let's take a scenario. Somebody earns 100,000 naira every month compared to another person that earns 500,000 naira a month. Okay, now the person that earns 100,000 naira a month who decides to spend just 50,000 naira with a balance of 50,000 can save that 50,000, but he that earns 500,000 naira a month and decides to spend 490,000 naira with only a balance of 10,000 can only save 10,000. Now, the person that earns 500,000 naira a month has a lot of expenses to take care of because of his spending habits, because of his priorities in life, because of so many things that he has already planned, to waste his money on. But the other person that earns 100,000 naira, because he has already programmed himself to live within 50,000 naira and make savings of the balance of 50,000, the person that earns just 100,000 naira will eventually make more savings at the long run. So the point I'm trying to make is that the person that earns 100,000 naira will eventually appear to be richer because your wealth or being rich is not necessarily a function of how much you earn, but how much you are able to save, because it is that money that you save that will come handy when you want to start a business or when something that is when there is need to spend a huge amount of money. It is that very money you are able to keep aside that will come handy. Okay, and remember, like I mentioned concerning leverage, I emphasized so much on saving money. I am not advocating investing that money you have saved, except if you are very sure, cocksure, that that investment is not going to deplete the savings you are making, because a lot of schemes people refer to as investment these days is not really a good investment. So if you are saving money for a business, please just continue to save. Don't invest yet until you are very sure that the investment you want to enter into is something that will definitely give you the required returns. Okay. Now, like I said in the second part of this series, that you really don't need money to make money. I'm still reaffirming it at this point. One of the things that helped me so much when I started Blessed Trust is that a lot of people who already knew me when I was in the bank trusted me. They believed that I would not renege on my promise. They believed that when I say things, I get it done. They believed that I could not defraud people of their money. They believed that I had the technical know-how to turn around whatever thing I was doing. So that made a whole lot of people to rally around to come to me. Some people came asking how they could help. People were willing to help with their resources. People were willing to help with their money. And a lot of people did one thing or the other to make sure that my enterprise was successful. So you need to make people to trust you. You need to make people to really look up to you in whatever you are doing. If you start a business and from the outset people don't have any trust for you, maybe because of your track record of being dishonest, because of your previous character, because of what people know you about, you are the kind of person that is unreliable, then your business is endangered. That is when you begin to struggle to do a lot of things in order to clean up your reputation. Even investors will find it difficult to bring money to assist you in your business. So you need to prove yourself, you need to make yourself the kind of person that will be trusted. And not just yourself, but the kind of business you are doing. A lot of people come out with so many quick ideas, and they think that those ideas will just automatically turn into something wonderful. Like I said from the beginning, think very, very big, think very, very deep, think very, very critically concerning whatever venture you are trying to churn out for the public. Because when it comes to people patronizing you or people trying to bring out their money in order to fund what you are trying to bring out, people are bound to look critically at your offering. People want to know what will be their gain when they commit their money, when they commit their resources to the business idea that you are bringing out. Okay. Then another thing I want to emphasize on is that when you start a business, one of the biggest investments you are going to make in that your business is yourself. What I mean is that you are the number one investor that your business, you are the number one investor that your business is going to have. When you start a business, don't expect that you as a founder will commit less and then outsiders who are coming to join in that business will commit more. No, it doesn't work that way. If you are planning to attract others to commit their resources to that business, you yourself as a founder would have committed so much more in that business to be able to convince others that you believe so much in your business enough to make them to equally believe in what you believe. For instance, now, if your business started off and you are supposed to start off maybe for the first year with 100,000 naira, and you are looking for that whole money in order to start off, it is not a good idea. You should have at least 50,000 naira of your own that you have spent in that business before looking out for others who will now help you with 50,000 naira. Now, I personally recommend that whoever is looking for, let's say, a total sum of 500,000 naira funded should within him have about 400,000 naira, funds to commit to whatever business that you are doing. It's not only in capital in terms of finance. I equally recommend that the founder should be able to invest so much in that business before looking for additional help. For instance, time. You should be able to give up to 80% of your time to your business before looking for additional help that will fill in the remaining 20%. You should be able to give up to 80% of your energy, 80% of your focus, 80% of your commitment to that your business. If you are running a business that has that maybe you are manufacturing a particular product, you as the manufacturer of that product should be using those products before you expect other people to equally use those products. So you should be patriotic to your company enough to convince people that you have enough belief, enough trust, and enough commitment to the company that you are running before you begin to attract the interest and the sympathy of others to come and join you to do that very business. So you are the number one investor in your company. You should not expect anybody to have higher investment in your company. Of course, if you form a company and people come in and have the highest shares of investment in that company, what it actually means that that company does not belong to you anymore. It belongs to the people that has invested so much in it. So you should do everything possible to make sure that your company remains your company by investing more than anyone else, by committing your time more than anyone else, by believing in that company more than anyone else. Whatever organization it is, even if it is a sole proprietorship, even if it's a partnership, whatever kind of a business you have started in the long run. So now, one major advice I give to people who come out to seek for investors that are going to fund their business, whether they are angel investors, whether they are venture capitalists, whether it is even family and friends. One major advice I give to people is that focus on making income. Focus on creating income in that your company. Focus on making sure that your business idea is profitable when you have started. Focus on making sure that income keeps coming in. I watched on YouTube a particular interview. I've forgotten the name of the person that was interviewing him. The owner of Innoson Motors. I watched the interview. I think it's a one Ghanaian, something Maya. I don't know the name exactly, but I was so impressed by the response of Innoson during that interview. At a point, he was asked how he was able to raise the capital that enabled him to build Innoson Motors. And that was the first time I knew that man was not so educated. He mentioned in that interview that he was not a university graduate, and he equally mentioned in that interview that he started off as an apprentice in the shop of his elder brother, who was dealing in pharmaceuticals. From there, he moved over to become an apprentice to somebody who was doing motorcycle parts. From there, he started his own sales of motorcycle parts. From there, he moved to automobiles. And the way he was saying it, he kept on saying, I built money to do this, I built money to do this one, I built money. And he kept echoing, I built money. He did not at any point say, I borrowed money. He did not at any point say, investors came and gathered money for me and all that. I was so impressed, and that is exactly how any serious-minded business person should go. So, here was somebody who was not so educated in terms of what we believe is education, formal education. Here was somebody who was not, he didn't have an MBA. He didn't attend any major business school. He went through the normal apprenticeship scheme, and then he came out and he was able to build so much capital, and he started a very big business. And his business is one of the biggest in terms of automobile in West Africa. In that interview, he equally mentioned that he had a plastic manufacturing plant, one of the biggest in West Africa. He had a motorcycle parts manufacturing plant, one of the biggest in West Africa. In fact, it was really very inspiring. I recommend that people should go and watch that interview, because you will learn a lot of things from there, as somebody who is trying to start a business, and as somebody who is trying to raise capital for your business. Okay, now let me talk a little bit about investors. If you are trying to raise capital by pitching your business idea to investors, or by trying to convince investors that your business that you've already started is profitable enough and is going to worth their while. One of the things I would advise that you do is that you don't hope so much on what is going to come out of that encounter with the investors. The reason is that out of let's say 100 people that pitch their businesses or their ideas to investors, out of 100 people, less than 20% actually get something from investors. Actually, even if you have the best ideas that you are offering investors, even if you think that your idea or your business is one of the best things that has ever happened. Investors are still going to be skeptical. Investors are still going to want to be sure that they are not throwing away their money. Investors are still going to want to be sure that your business is profitable enough for them to sink their resources, okay, in that business for it to move forward. I mentioned angel investors in the last videos I did. Angel investors are very, very important, especially when you are trying to groom a business that is still young. Some of the angel investors may eventually become your mentors, your business mentors, because it is important that any new business person, even if you think you are an old business person, you need to have a mentor who will be there to direct you, who will be there to give you kind of mentorship, who will let you know when you are getting it right or when you are getting it wrong and what to do at every point in time. Okay, I think I want to wrap up this topic on how to raise capital for your business at this point. So, I want to end this way. It is good to think of raising capital for your business, but before you do that, please think inwards. Look at yourself, look at your business. Find alternative ways to raise that money that you need. And as you are thinking of raising money, also note that you may not necessarily need the money that you think you are going to raise. So the most important thing is think of a business that does not even require you to raise any money. Now, when you start that very business, make sure that any income that comes into that to your business, any profit that you make, return it back to that profit, plow it back, that profit back to that business. Continue to do it. We call it bootstrapping. Gradually grow organically, and before you know it, your business will pick up. And when your business eventually picks up, make sure that you don't take on more than you can carry at that early stage of your business, and then be consistent in whatever you are doing, and continue to watch your business, continue to change direction with circumstances as things improve in your business. And when you are sure that you really need maybe to go for a bank loan, or maybe to look for investors that are going to sink money into your business, be very sure that your business has gotten to that very point in time. Okay, I will eventually end here. I want to thank all of you that are still sharing my videos. Please, I want to appreciate those that won the last giveaways, and those that are going to still win the one for this week, because it's coming up this Sunday. So I want you to continue sharing these videos. Let it reach everybody. I love doing what I'm doing, and as you can see, I'm enjoying myself already. So I want people who are in business to benefit from my wealth of knowledge. I don't know so much, but the little I know, you can see that if you go through it, it will be very useful to you. So please continue to share the videos. Let others know about some of the tips that I'm offering in this series, business and career building series. And also have it at the back of your mind that very soon many of my books are going to be available. We're already working so hard on them, particularly the book on business is a marathon, then quit the rat race and win the rat race. Okay, for now, I want to say God bless you, and continue to work hard on your business. If you have not started any business yet, please stop waiting. Start with nothing. Start from somewhere. Start from anywhere. And at the end, you have a lot to be grateful for that you eventually did. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.